Hello, I'm Azai. Welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia. It's been maybe 1 day, or was it 2 days, since I last played Grisaia.
続けますね。
Let me go to this load real quick.
い
Forgot I stopped at this point. But yeah, I just loaded because I wanted to go through the BGM because the opening theme is so loud for some reason. I don't know why. This is a lot more like good sounding.
音量の設定をします。
Yeah, I don't know. The BGM seems to be at 70%. Alright, let me give you guys my thoughts on what's happening in Michiru's route. I actually started thinking of the reason why I kinda dislike Michiru's route. And it seems that in comparison to all the routes so far, this is the only situation where Yuji is actually put in the situation where he doesn't like the girl himself, but he has to be responsible for what he did. So it's not like he chose Michiru, right? He was put in the spot to take care of Michiru. Oh, what was that? There was like a screeching noise. Sorry if you guys heard that. But I think that's the reason that I really dislike this route. Though I can't really say that's the only reason, but I definitely think it's one of the biggest reasons. But yeah, let's continue on. We were going on a marathon run or something, and Michiru wanted to join us. And she's wearing this stupid dress on a marathon run. Pretty dumb of her. But yeah, this is also my stance on this. This is probably something that a lot of people might not agree on, but it's like, you know, like Michiru likes us and it's nice and all, but just because someone likes you, it doesn't mean that you have to like them back, right? Because I think I talked about this a bit on the last episode, but if I were Yuji, I'd probably shoot down Michiru like super fast so that there would be no misunderstandings. What's the matter, Yusaku? I thought we were being energetic.
誰が予作よ。あんたこれ。
Something wrong?
なんで同じ場所ばかり走るのよ。学園の敷地の周囲を延々とぐるぐる回ってるかと思ったら、今度行ったり来たり。
Because it'd be easier to track the kilometers. That's what I assume Yuji would be doing. It's easier to calculate your distance that way, right? And consistent road conditions are best for training purposes. Yeah, I'd do the same thing.
そりゃそうかもしれないけどさ。そもそも3時間も休憩なしってどういうことよ。
I mean, I've cycled for 5 hours without any breaks before, but I don't think I'd do that for running. I don't like the fact that it puts more strain on your knees. We took regular breaks, didn't we? 5 minutes every hour. What's the problem?
短い。果てしなく短いのよ。ねえ、お腹空かない。ちょっとここらで。ねえ。
I suppose you have a point. It is around that time of day. A somewhat lengthy break might be in order.
そうしよう。ご休憩ご休憩。
Her face brightening, Michiru points toward the high spot she's so fond of.
あそこがいい。ピクニックするならあそこ。
No picnic. We're going back to the dorm, eating there, and then resuming our training.
やだの。そうじゃなくて。ほら、あそこでシート広げてお弁当 のトレーニングしましょうね。
Field training in the distribution of portable rations, eh? Well, I suppose it can't hurt.
でしょでしょ。ほらね、じゃあ行こう。レッツラドーン。
Radon? Trying to think what the hell she's trying to say. Right on, I guess? And now she's energetic all of a sudden.
へへへへへ。シート。
Michiru, my friend.
何？
Well, your head.
ん？わかんないわね。とりあえずシート敷いちゃうからね。
Michiru retrieves a woven wooden basket from somewhere or other, trusts her hand inside, and withdraws a plastic picnic sheet.
はい、じゃあパパッと広げちゃうね。おりゃ。
As she expands the sheet, it twists violently in midair and falls to the ground in a tangled lump.
もう一回。
She tries again, but the exact same powerful jerk naturally produces the exact same results. Impressive in a way. Such utter ineptitude at something as basic as spreading out a sheet must be fairly rare. Give it here. I'll do it. Like so, and so.
すごい。もしかしてユージってビニールシートのプロ？
Is vinyl plastic? I actually don't know. There's no such profession.
でもほら、街中で段ボールとビニールシートで。
Aren't those guys just homeless people, Michiru? What the fuck? Stop, please. Say no more. I understand. Yes, those people are pros. I'm an amateur.
では座りましょうかね。
I don't think those homeless people are all that common in Japan. I don't know though. I've seen a couple, but they don't necessarily put on sheets and stuff like that. I think they actually just sit on the ground. You see that a lot more here in Indonesia, or technically in any developing country. Cheerfully taking off her shoes, Michiru sits down on the soft plastic sheet. When I remove my sneakers and follow, she places our shoes in the four corners of the sheet.
こうするとね、めくれない。
True enough. Clever.
へへへ。それじゃあご飯の時間ですよ。さあ、ユージくん、なんだと思う？
Sandwiches, I imagine.
なんでそう思っちゃった？
You normally don't make your own food, so it seems unlikely that you cooked rice and prepared side dishes. A sandwich just involves cutting bread and stuffing in ingredients, so it strikes me as the more plausible possibility. Also, those band-aids on your fingers, I initially thought you might have gotten scratched by the cat, but now I'm thinking you nicked yourself with a kitchen knife. So anyway, what do you make?
サンドイッチです。
I see. Well, get on with it. All this talking made me hungry.
本当に？よし、ちゃんと残さず食べるんですよ。
The girl places her offering on the sheet. It's an entire loaf of plain bread. Its interior gouged out and stuffed with salad. I'd fully expected her cooking to be incompetent, but I never anticipated such a novel technique. I don't think you can call this a sandwich, actually.
へへ。ほら、ユージは運動をすごくするから、サンドより栗の木の方がいいかなって。量が多い方がいいかなって。
What the fuck?
男の子だよね。
I don't think that's appetizing to look at, but as long as it tastes good, I'm not going to eat this thing.
なんでひどくない？頑張って作ったのに。
Not relevant. I don't like your disrespectful treatment of valuable provisions. Well, I suppose there's no helping it today, but expect severe punishment the next time you pull a stunt like this.
厳罰って何？
A slap to the face.
やだ！それやだ！じゃあもう今後は気をつけます。
Hmm? Why are you laughing?
だって今後ってことはまたこうして2人でお弁当を食べる機会があるってことでしょ？
It's not what I meant. I'm just telling you to treat food with respect.
ふふん。まあいいから召し上がれ。
My admonition seems to have been brushed off. I grab Michiru by her twin tails, pull her face to extreme close range, and repeat myself. Hold it. It's not all good. Listen carefully. Treat food with respect.
はい。
Alright. Glad to see you've got the message.
何よ、怖いんだから。せっかくのデートだっていうのに。
Quit your whining. Well then, I'll have some.
あ、変な鳴き方した。
Does she still not realize about the cat on her head? Michiru's cooking looked beyond terrible, but the taste isn't bad. Not to say that it's particularly good either, but the gap with its appearance works in her favor. Or perhaps I was simply hungry. As I crammed a huge lump of bread into my mouth, Michiru watches with a bright smile on her face.
美味しかった？
Suppose so. Exceeds expectations, let's say. Either way, you worked hard on that, right? It'd be bad manners to turn up my nose.
頑張って作ったなんて私言ったっけ？
Yes, you did. Anything to drink?
そう言うと思って用意しました。ポーポー茶。
Never heard of it.
嘘、知らないの？飲んでます。ポーポー茶のCM の。
Like I said, no. Don't really care. Hurry up and give it here.
飲んでますって斬新なフレーズだったのにな。飲むってなんだよみたいな。はい、お茶。
Michiru passes me this mystery beverage in a thermos. The taste is that of a perfectly normal blended tea.
風が気持ちいいね、ここは。いつ来ても。
True enough. I think I sort of understand why this cat likes it so much.
猫？ああ、猫にゃ。じゃなくて、あれか、これか。
Relaxing outside like this, Michiru certainly doesn't seem like a problem child. She looks like a normal girl you'd find anywhere.
お、何見てんだ？
Nothing. Alright, guess we should get going back to the dorm.
またほら。ねえ、またこういうことをしよう。別にほら、したくてするわけじゃないのよ。お互いに暇じゃない？
I'm not free.
ああ、じゃなくて、暇じゃなくて、ほら、忙しくないわけでしょ。だったらね、こんなことしてもいいわよね。
Michiru's completely forgotten her tsundere attitude in her desperation. She really is a normal girl, isn't she? Right down to the comical array of bandages on her fingers. Do you really want to date me that badly?
そんなこと。ああ、違うわよ。これはね、暇つぶしのただの遊びなのよ。デートじゃなくて、デートごっこよ、ごっこ。だから、ごっこならね、いくらしたっていいじゃない。
Pretend, eh?
あ、ごっこです、ごっこ。
Alright, since it's a game, I don't see any problem with that. You went out of your way to buy yourself cute clothes, so it would be wasteful to only use them once. I suppose we can play again.
本当に？
Yeah, it's just a play date, right? Combat drills, not actual battle.
そうよ、そう。いざ実戦を迎える前の演習なのよ。じゃあそういうことで、またね、デートごっこをしようね。
She's so weird. Why can't you just be honest with yourself, damn it? For the time being, we're going to run another 5 kilometers or so today. How about 20 kilometers for the next date?
ですよね。
You have a complaint?
いや、それでいいです。はい。
I think Yuji is a bit mean though. Like, having someone that's not really into exercise do a 20-kilometer run, or even a jog, that'd be pretty damn insane. It'd take you at least For the average person, maybe 3 hours? Past this? After putting away the plastic sheet, we set up for a little light postprandial exercise. Well, think you can keep up? You can always head back to the dorm first if you want.
一緒に行く。
I see. What's the watchword then?
えいえいおー
Watchword. Never heard of that. Michiru's grinning as she jogs toward me. Somehow, there's a slight smile of amusement on my face as well. The wind is unceasingly pleasant. The sea below us infinitely wide. So we have like 2 weeks, I think, for ourselves. This is gonna be a long 2 weeks. The first 3 days, though, I don't think she actually did anything except sleeping. When I leave my room the next morning for my daily marathon, I find Michiru standing in the lobby with a beaming smile on her face. Surely this can't be what it looks like, but it's probably best to ask for safety's sake. What are you doing out here at this hour, woman?
忘れたの？デートごっこするんでしょ？約束したじゃない。
No, I didn't forget. It was impulsive of me, but I did indeed promise the girl more pretend dates. That said, it's currently 5 in the morning. Does she seriously expect me to play house at this hour? Yes, I agreed to that, but I have my own life as well. Running in the morning is my daily routine. You're aware of that, aren't you?
知ってるわよ。
And what time is it right now?
5時。朝。
So, what do you want from me?
デートごっこ行きませんか？
No, I think not. As I may have mentioned, I'm going for a run right now.
昨日約束したのに。嘘つき。
Michiru's face crumples with disappointment. The girl looks about ready to burst into tears. But for the moment, she focuses on swinging her arms wildly in my general direction. Her movements are clumsy in the extreme, but also unpredictable. Every once in a while, an amateur's haphazard swing can become a KO punch to the chin out of sheer random chance. I take a careful step backward and attempt to negotiate. Don't jump to conclusions. Yes, I promised. What was that? I feel like I heard something again. Was that like my chair squeaking or something? I'm just saying that the crack of dawn isn't a reasonable time for a play date.
だったら何時からならいいですか？
Let's see. A little past noon, just like yesterday. Seems more appropriate.
わかった。じゃあそれで決定ね。あんた、もしその時間にどっかに逃げたりしたら承知しないからね。
I won't run or hide. In the meantime, why don't you come up with some place for us to go?
立てていいの予定。私がつまりデートプラン？ごっこの。
That's right. You have any problem with that?
いやほら、普通デートの予定って男女のカップルだったら男の人が考えるものじゃないの？女の人が希望を言って男の人がそれを組む。
Hmm? What? So we're not just doing the playdates, we're pretending to be lovers?
まあそういうことよ。そもそもデートってそういうものでしょ？違うの？そうよね。
Well, I understand what you're trying to say. In that case, I'll retain decision-making power. How does this sound as a plan for today's date? After a light round of jump squats, we proceed to the death-defying one-rope bridge. Then, after removing any watches or other metal objects on your person...
待って、いいです。私が決めます。お任せください。
Why? The blueprint was just starting to come together.
いいです。というか大丈夫です。私が完璧にやってみせますから。
Alright then, let's go with that.
はい。では行ってらっしゃいまし。
Michiru waves goodbye with a big smile on her face. Something seems to be missing from this picture. May as well ask for clarity's sake, I suppose. Michiru, my friend.
何？
Weren't you supposed to be a tsundere?
そうよ。そうに決まってるじゃない。あんたなんかね、走ってる途中で海に落ちちゃえばいいのよ。
I mean, I guess what you just said the first time about the reason why Michiru acted being a tsundere is to attract the male attention. I guess he wasn't wrong in that regard. Okay, I think randomly wishing horrible deaths on your acquaintances is less tsundere and more twisted. Indeed, perhaps I should just fall into the sea. But if I do happen to plunge to a watery grave this morning, I imagine you'll come to deeply regret making such a thoughtless joke. Every night, I'll appear in your dreams, standing at the foot of your bed, dripping wet, resentment burning in my eyes. Alright then, I'll be going now.
いやー待ってそれは重いこの気持ちで罵倒したにしては報いが重すぎる
I imagine so. Let that be a lesson to you.
いってらっしゃい無事に帰ってきてね
Oh look, you can say a proper goodbye after all. Should have been honest with yourself from the start.
せいえいいってら
And so, I was able to safely complete my routine. Daily training of this sort is meaningful precisely because you perform it without fail. No matter how small your stride may be, what's important is to keep steadily putting one foot in front of the other. Surprisingly, many people get it completely backward. When an amateur signs up for a sports gym, they frequently exercise for hours on the first day, without a thought for the consequences, doing more harm than good to their bodies. A workout schedule needs to be approached systematically to ensure a steady daily amount of exercise suited to your physical capabilities. Otherwise, you'll quit after a week with nothing but aches and pains for your trouble. For me personally, I actually do that, but I still keep at it for months on end. But I can understand why Yuji said that. Usually people try their hardest during the first few weeks, and after that, they're like, yeah, I'm done, not gonna do it again anymore. For me, I keep it systematically. When I return to the dorm, Michiru seems to be obediently standing by in her room in preparation for our afternoon outing. I was worried about the possibility of a panting, saliva-spewing greeting in the matter of a dog impatiently awaiting its walk. But it seems things aren't quite that bad. Even after taking my shower, there's still plenty of time before our 1 p.m. date. I throw myself down on the bed to read one of the books Sakaki left me before her departure. Today, I've got a first-person work of reportage written by a war photographer. Unlike fiction, the book captures a vivid slice of reality. Very interesting stuff. There's even a few comic anecdotes, like the time he tried to exchange money inside a disputed region and got handed a stack of newspaper bills, with a few real notes on the top and bottom. Clever swindle. Takes advantage of the natural assumption someone's not going to cheat you so blatantly face to face. A simple but effective bit of misdirection. Almost like a sleight of hand trick. You're not going to see through something like that until you've cast aside your unconscious assumptions about what couldn't possibly be. Well, is she gonna say we're late? All of a sudden, I noticed that 1 p.m. has come and gone. Bit of a surprise. I would have expected Michiru to come drag me away by now. Deciding I might as well wait for her to show up, I reach out for another book. But for some reason, I find myself unable to concentrate. The ticking of my clock seems strangely loud all of a sudden. I can't maintain my usual focus on the printed word. Alright, suppose I might as well head over myself. Mumbling to no one in particular, I drop my book and head for Michiru's room. Michiru, you in there? It's about time, isn't it? I knock on the door and call out, but receive no response. There's always a possibility she had to leave on some pressing business, I suppose. If so, she could have at least said something to me, but... well, that's her choice to make. The girl can do as she pleases. Hmm? You're... that same cat, aren't you? The black cat that's recently spent most of its time fused to Michiru's skull pushes the door open, poking its face outside. If this animal's here, it seems quite possible that Michiru's still in her room as well. But she didn't respond to my voice at all. Some sort of trouble, maybe. Michiru, I'm coming in. When I reach out for the doorknob, the black cat pulls back in a panic. Seems the little beast still strongly dislikes me. I enter the room slowly, keeping an eye out for booby traps out of an abundance of caution. Inside, I find Michiru lying face down on her bed. breathing in the soft and regular manner of a contented sleeper. I was prepared for the possibility of something being seriously wrong, so I have to admit this is a bit of an anticlimax. Sleeping in, are we? And after all that squawking this morning, you're a carefree one. I actually half considered the fact that she might be grumpy and pouting because we missed the date by like half an hour. The cat hops onto the bed and licks Michiru's cheek repeatedly, but she doesn't even stir. Come to think of it, the girl tagged along for a full 15 kilometers of running yesterday. Hardly surprising she'd be exhausted. It wasn't a particularly impressive distance by my standards, but for a typical female student, I suppose it was a praiseworthy effort. Well, calling this woman typical strikes me as somewhat problematic, but I'll save that debate for another day. The cat and I look at each other and share the equivalent of a wry smile. Michiru's face appears to be resting on a fashion magazine. There's a picture of the outfit she wore yesterday circled in red permanent marker. Even after all that exercise, I'm getting the feeling she was up late last night. In which case, it'd probably be more considerate to let her sleep instead of dragging her outside. I give the cat a single pet on the head, causing it to flee immediately and turn to leave. Get some rest. We'll cancel today's date. Hmm? Just go back to sleep, alright? No reason to push yourself. Oh, give me a sec. My ears are kinda itchy. Damn it, I'm using earbuds and I'm wearing glasses, so it's really difficult for me to actually get my glasses or my earbuds off. Holy shit, that took an effort. Michiru forces out the words while glaring weakly at me through half-open eyes. Her claims render it even less convincing when she rises to her feet and promptly staggers to the side, very nearly trampling her pet. Alright, let me put my earbuds back on. Jeez, wearing glasses suck. Listen, just go back to bed. There's no reason to pointlessly exacerbate your exhaustion. I see. How much did you get last night? Really? 8 minutes? 8 minutes? That's not even a nap, woman. Get back in that bed and sleep long enough to secrete your growth hormones properly. Well, if you insist, let's get going then. Make your preparations in the next 30 seconds. Suppose not. You have 5 minutes then. I'll wait outside. Just how long will it take this girl to get a solid grasp on the tsundere concept anyway? In old movies, they often represented the time wasted waiting for women with a pile of cigarette butts on the ground. But these days, there's heightened social and legal pressure regarding both public smoking and littering, so that's become a pretty rare sight. You say that, Yuji, but last time I went to Japan, there are still a lot of people smoking. And damn do I hate smokers. What then can take the place of that image as visual shorthand for a man kept waiting by a woman? A red battery icon on the cell phone you've been using to browse the internet? Not really feeling the atmosphere from that one. In the first place, it's so easy to send messages these days that waiting in vain might well be a less frequent phenomenon than before. I'm still pondering these matters when Michiru appears, complete with cat hat. It's been exactly 5 minutes since I left our room.
お待たせ。待ったかしら。何よ、不満そうな顔して。何か文句でもあるの？
Didn't anyone ever tell you to arrive 5 minutes early to your appointments?
当たり前でしょ。5分で準備しろって言われて5分前行動できたら、それはもう何？それはもう何かじゃない。
Please define whatchamacallit.
なんかこう時間を操る謎の人物、謎のタイムパラドクサー。
Okay, let's get going already. I'll leave you behind.
待ちなさいよね。あれ、本当に置いてかないでよ。待ってよ。というわけで考えました、デートプラン。
Good, let's hear it.
松島みちる様と行く0泊1日三島崎海の旅。
Michiru delivers the line with all the triumphant flair of a strutting peacock. The beach? We just went a few weeks ago.
いやね、あれはダメだ。なかったことにしたい。知ってる？私、砂で身動き取れなくなってナニニアムファルコンの船長かーつーぐらい固まってね。その上近所の子供にこれ以上は言えない。とにかくひどかったんだから。
I see. Have to say though, it's a bit of a boring choice from my perspective.
何言ってんのよ。2人なら楽しいよねぐらいのこと言いなさいよ。デートなんだから。
Pretend date, I believe.
ごっこだけどさ。
That said, I suppose you have a point. Just the two of us playing on the beach might not be bad.
本当にそう思ってくれる？
No, but we're pretending, so I said it anyway.
そうですか。
Yeah, Yuji does seem to be a lot more mean compared to all the other routes so far. Probably because, like I said, Yuji was put in this situation not out of his own will, but because someone else asked him to do this, which is, you know, the other Michiru. And so, we set off walking for the nearest public beach. Not rushing along, not fleeing anxiously, a simple leisurely stroll. Not unpleasant in its own right. What's up?
なんでもないや。手つなごうか。
Hands. I see. We are in a pseudo date, so that seems appropriate.
ごっこだもんね。
When I reach out, Michiru momentarily jerks her hand away, but soon tentatively surrenders to my grasp. She's got a decidedly small hand, with rather thin fingers. On closer examination, there seem to be small white flecks in her nails. Are you eating properly? Your fingernails don't seem to be getting adequate nutrients.
あんたよりマシなもの食べてるつもりだけど。
I'm not sure a diet consisting of cheap sweets and takeout lunches can really be described as healthy, my friend.
うっさいわね。てか、そんな細かいとこまで見なくていいのよ。
True enough. This is a date after all. Alright then. I'll now offer a more date-appropriate comment. You're wearing perfume, aren't you?
気づいた。
I smelled freesia and pink pepper at first, but now I'm getting heliotrope and iris, with a hint of sandalwood and synthetic musk underneath.
わかるの？
To some degree. Mostly intuition though. Anyway, there's no need to wear perfume. You smell nice naturally. I take a lock of Michiru's hair in my free hand and gently stroke it. After a moment, I allow the strand of blonde hair to fall through my fingertips. It whispers against my skin as it goes. The cat watches me touch Michiru from its vantage point nearby, a supremely irritated look on its furry face.
いい匂いなんてしないもん。だって髪の毛色変えてるから、それの薬の匂いがするかなって思って。本当？
No, not really. It's a lie. Like I said, I'm just pretending here. How many times do I have to say this? Why do you keep taking it seriously?
じゃあ私だって言うもん。ごっこだからね。これごっことしての発言。
I understood the first time. No need to repeat yourself.
ユージにキスされた時ね。最初すごいびっくりしたの。だってなんでそんなことするんだろうっていろいろ考えたけど答えが出なくて頭がぐるぐるになって、それでもどうしてだろうってずっと考えてて、わかんないからもういいや、気にしないやって思ったんだけど、でもね、考えようとしてないのにユージのことが頭から離れなくなったの。たった一度のキスでこんな風になるって私変なのかな。
I guess to some degree it is like innocent love too, Michiru.
嘘だけどね。
Maybe it's because you're not used to it. I doubt it matters that I'm the one that did it. Anybody would feel a little awkward over a sudden kiss. And without much experience, I can see how it would weigh on your mind.
ユージは何とも思わないの？私とキスして。
That's right. Didn't mean a thing to me. It was just a moment of physical contact.
それはユージが経験豊富だから、今までいろいろな女の子とキスしてきたから、だからたった一度私とキスしたぐらい特別じゃないってこと？
Yeah, that's the gist of it. No feelings attached.
そうなんだ。そっか。なんか残念。まあごっこ上の発言だから嘘だけど。
Sure, Michiru. I was lying too, actually.
嘘なの？なんとも思わないって嘘なの？
Hold on. Are you seriously planning to do this for every little thing I say? This is a pretend date, so don't take anything coming out of my mouth seriously.
ごっこだけど、どこからどこまでが嘘なのか。せめて今のとこは本気で。あ、いや。なんでもない。わかんないや。
Michiru scratches vigorously at her head in confusion and dismay. The cat, surprised by her sudden violent motion, leaps nimbly away.
まあいいか。今こうして一緒にいるんだし、こうして手をつないでるんだし。
Michiru strongly squeezes my hand as she speaks. The slightly sad look on her face belies her positive words. Seems my teasing has gone a little too far. Perhaps a conciliatory gesture is in order. That's a very difficult word to say. Michiru, my friend, as this is a date, I happen to have a present for you.
本当に？なんで？ユージ？
Close your eyes and hold out your hand. After a quick scan of the area, I pick up a rock of moderate size lying in the dirt nearby. I then return and gently place this in Michiru's open hand.
何これ重いんだけど。あとゴリゴリしてんだけど。
Yes, you're being very kind right now, Yuji. Man, this guy is so mean. Alright, you can open your eyes now. Michiru slowly opens her eyes. In her palm rests a majestic lump of stone.
石？
You've wanted that one for a while now, right? I picked it up for you.
わーい！これずっと欲しかった。ねえ、これごっこだから。ごっこだからプレゼントが拾った石なの。
Right. It's a pretend date, so you get a rock I picked off the ground. Now rejoice.
嬉しいよ、嬉しいよ。
I see. Move to tears of joy, eh? Afterward, with comments such as, "This is the hot color for fall," or They collaborated with another designer on this one. I proceed to present Michiru with rock after rock. And every time Michiru answers, "No way, I'm so happy," or "Yay, what a nice surprise," then accepts my gifts with a great show of gladness. I see. Perhaps this dating thing is somewhat enjoyable after all. I offer rocks and receive joy in return. A strikingly surreal spectacle, if I do say so myself. I doubt I'll soon forget the sight of Michiru's shark pouch bulging at the seams from its cargo of stone.
石重いよ。てかこれ、中には岩って呼んだ方がいい大きさのもあるよ。
Just throw them away when we're done. They're only rocks.
わかってるわよ。やってきました。海。重い。
Having stowed her bag and changed into her swimsuit, Michiru joins me at the beach. Seems like the girl rented a large air mattress while she was at it. She's dragging it behind her, apparently struggling with the weight. It's a good distance from here to the beach house. Must have been relatively difficult carrying a float of that size all this way. Again with that swimsuit, huh?
いいじゃない別に。にしても今日はなんでか知らないけどすっごく空いてるよね。夏休みなのに珍しい。
This area isn't exactly flourishing, I guess. And when everyone thinks the beach must be packed today, sometimes barely anyone actually shows up. Not uncommon, actually.
ラッキーだね。さあ、マットも借りてきたし、これを浮かべて遊ぼう。誰にも邪魔されずに泳ぎ放題。あれ、なんでユージは制服着てるの？
The swimsuit-clad bottle blonde peers at me with innocent confusion on her face. She honestly seems to have only just noticed. Strange woman. Listen, you didn't tell me we were going to the beach until after we left the dorm. When exactly was I supposed to procure myself a swimsuit?
そっか、そうだね。じゃあ向こうの海の家に戻って借りる？でもまた行くの面倒だな。ほら、ここは人もほとんどいないわけだし、ユージは男の子なんだし、裸でいいよ、裸で。
Okay. Well, technically, if I were wearing like briefs or something, I wouldn't mind. Just as Michiru says, even by the standards of this mostly empty beach, we found ourselves a particularly isolated spot. If nobody's going to notice anyway, going in naked might be a suitably carefree approach. True enough. Alright, I'll do that.
冗談。ユージ、今のはね、
Oh, sorry. Michiru, my friend, I'm now naked. So, are you actually wearing briefs or not, Yuji? Did you actually took those off too? Something wrong? Why are you looking away?
いや、別になんでもないんだけど。
Something strange about my body?
いや、ないです。ありません。
That stupid cheer sound effect. I see. Well, if you notice anything odd, feel free to let me know.
島の中に変な音が響く。変なファンファーレが。
Funfair?
気にしないことにする。そうよ。私が変な風に考えるからいけないのよ。だって人間だもの。誰だって。
What's wrong?
ごめん。やっぱりせめてパンツだけは履いてくれないかな。頭の中に深刻なエラーが発生しそうで。
I guess Yuji really did go naked. Is that so? Very well then. Don't understand what you're getting all red in the face about though. Weird girl.
変じゃないもん。変なのはユージだもん。
Her face still flushed, Michiru runs energetically toward the shining summer sea. I trot along behind her into a sheet of warm spray. She looks back over her shoulder.
ユージ、私を捕まえてごらんなさい。
And delivers an appropriate playdate line. Gah! I break into an all-out dash and catch Michiru in less than a second, with a flying tackle.
なんで倒すのよ。すご こういう時は「おいおい待てよ」みたいな感じじゃないの？
My apologies. When told to catch someone, I feel it would be impolite not to make my best efforts to do so.
誰に？
Michiru's astute question returns me to my senses. Indeed, who exactly would I let down by allowing the girl to escape? I'm constantly obeying instructions handed down to me. My own will has no relevance. I simply carry out the task assigned to me. But today, I'm under no such obligation. And still, I wag my tail on request. How pathetic. Seems I've been domesticated right down to my bones. You have a point. Hardly any reason to stay tense at a time like this.
そうよ、もっと気楽にやってよね。ってことで、もう一度私を捕まえ。
Ah!
うわー、早い！タックルまでが早い！
Sorry, pure reflex.
球児ってば、子供みたい。はしゃいじゃって。
It's not really the issue, but whatever. After that, we enter the sea and spend some time splashing around in the water. With no particular objective in mind, we mess around in the waves and swim idly under the sun's warm gaze. I think you could describe it as an afternoon well spent. Michiru has a cheerful smile on her face the whole time.
はあ、ユージってば、やっぱり泳ぎもうまいね。
This is more like wading, really. I have to say, you seem pretty tired yourself.
そんなことないわよ。寝不足なだけ。8分。
So you're insufficiently rested after all. Maybe a brief nap's in order.
でも寝るとこないよ。あ、ここで少し寝てみようかな。海の上で寝るとか贅沢じゃない？
Oh, there's a thought. Michiru carefully lies herself face down in a plastic sea mattress. Apparently anxious about her bathing suit riding up, she sticks in a finger and tugs down at the cloth numerous times.
お、さすがに揺れますね。落ちそう。
Don't you sleep on your back?
それはそうだけど、お布団がない状態で仰向けに寝るのってなんか怖くない？守るものがないって感じで。
Not really?
私、どんなに暑くても布団絶対かぶって寝る。何もないと無防備すぎる。敵が来た時に守れないじゃない。
A blanket's not gonna defend you from an enemy. Who's this enemy supposed to be? I sort of get what you're saying, but the logic's a little incoherent.
そうかな。ユージなら分かってくれると思ったんだけど。ああ、そうだ。しばらくこうしてるなら日焼け止め塗らないと。
Alright, I'll put it on for you. We are pretend dating after all.
ねえ、それ本気で言ってるの？
Of course. You can't cover your entire body by yourself, now can you? I'll lend a hand. Isn't making people do this sort of thing for you the tsundere way?
じゃあ手伝ってよね。サメ吉の中に入ってるから。
Sameki? Oh, that pouch. I retrieved the bottle of sunblock from Michiru's sharp pouch. When I take off the cap and tilt it toward my hand, a thick white liquid emerges in globs. I have this thought every time, but the stuff looks just like semen, doesn't it? Yuji, you suck.
言わなくていいのよ、そういうことは。黙って塗って。塗りなさいよね。
Understood. Here goes. As promised, I begin to spread the lotion along the exposed portions of Michiru's body. Perhaps she finds the summer sun hot, as her skin's already growing sticky with sweat.
ねえ、いつも思うって言ってたけど、ちょくちょく日焼け止めを女の子に塗ったりするの？
Not quite. When you're somewhere that gets really intense sunlight, this stuff is a necessity. In Japan, it's usually nothing worth worrying about. But depending on the country, you can end up with debilitating or even fatal sunburns.
そうなんだ。
What's wrong? That tickle?
ちょっとぐらいは大丈夫なんだからね。ねえ、もう一個聞いていい？
What?
日焼け止めを塗って海に入ったりして、 環境汚染につながったりしないのかな。
Some people will probably tell you the stuff's helping to kill the world's coral reefs. But the cosmetics companies would probably say typical use won't cause any adverse impacts. There are various opinions depending on how you look at it. It's not a question that can be answered simply and decisively either way. That's a pretty interesting question that I wouldn't thought that would come out of Michiru's mouth.
ユージってさ、何でも知ってるよね。
Not true. The world's overflowing with things I don't know. For example, if you ordered me to hum a tune from the current #1 musician on the Japanese charts, I'll probably need some time. I thoroughly and gently spread the sunblock across the back of Michiru's body. When I'm satisfied with my handiwork, I give her a light smack on the rear and speak. Alright, other side. Flip over.
え？上って上？それ冗談よね。
Why so reluctant, woman? Do you want to turn into a reversey stone? Having your front and back completely different colors would probably seem slightly unnatural.
そうじゃないけど、上はさすがに抵抗が。
You could probably put it on yourself if you don't want me to. Quit whining and flip over. Here we go. Can you wear your swimsuit again so I don't have to censor this? For some reason, Michiru seems less than overjoyed. Her twin tails float limply on the surface of the sea like two pitiful strands of oddly colored seaweed. Alright, that was a weird scene for you guys on YouTube, so you probably won't be seeing that, but it was just Yuji being a really weird lecher for no reasons at all. Really out of character, I feel. By the time Michiru manages to drag herself back to the beach, her skin's taken on a warm red glow from head to foot. And this after I kindly lathered you with sunblock. You just had to go fall into the ocean and wash it all off.
うるさいわよ。だってあんな。もうバカ。
Well then, what shall we do with ourselves? There's still plenty of daylight left. Want to try a triathlon next?
やらないです。私はもう今日は帰る。疲れた。
I see. Alright then, I'll walk you back to the dorm.
え、本当に？
Yeah, this is a date after all, of sorts.
ああ、そうか。そうだよね。やっぱりいいや。
Michiru delivers this answer with a strangely forlorn expression on her face. Why is that? Aren't we pretending?
そうなんだけど、それはいい。なんか寂しくなっちゃう。なんでもない。それじゃあまたね。
Well, later works for me, but from the way things look, it's going to be another titanic struggle for her to get that float back to the beach house. Is her refusal to even try asking me for help another aspect of the tsundere act? Or perhaps the girl's just helplessly awkward. I just think the girl doesn't want to make this tsundere, or not tsundere, this pretend date to be any less weird. What's truth and what's fiction? Is this real or a dream? Where am I? Where aren't I? All of a sudden, many things feel unclear to me. Every once in a while, when I'm alone, I abruptly lose my bearings. Is it really alright for me to be here? To keep on living like this? My doubts gather into a dense mass of uneasiness that threatens to swallow me up like a black hole. I came to the school under the pretense of being a student, but I'm still myself. No matter how carefully I smooth down my surface, the real me isn't going to just disappear. So when Michiru came to me with her pretend lover's proposal, deep down, I was more relieved than exasperated. Now I have an excuse to live a lie. But this hasn't proven quite so straightforward. It's just a game, isn't it? Plain and simple. And yet, sometimes the simplest things can be surprisingly difficult to fully understand. To be honest, I'm more than a little perplexed at the moment. My real feelings seem to have gotten lost in some obscure fold of my brain. And I'm not having much luck finding them again. And I'm pretty sure she's feeling the same way. What's real and what's make-believe? Who am I and who aren't I?
ユージデート行こ
Michiru's been dropping by my room on more or less a daily basis recently. Her objective, of course, is to drag me out on pretend dates. Although I agreed to play along with the intention of killing some time, my thoughts on the matter are gradually growing muddled and unclear to me. Why exactly do I keep humoring her like this? You could call this a mutual crime, I suppose. We're both play-acting feelings that aren't real, collaboratively perpetuating a fantasy.
う。ねえユージってばどうしたの？
Michiru's finally gotten to the point of barging right into my room without even feeling self-conscious about it. But that's the product of my own deliberate decision not to lock the door. Am I being too soft on the girl? Nothing. But isn't it about time? Isn't it about time we ended this relationship? But if I put it that way, it sounds like we're talking about a real breakup. There shouldn't be any need to take this game so seriously.
そろそろ何？そろそろどうするの？そろそろあれ？
What's that supposed to be?
あれはあれでしょ。
Abandoning my flustered companion, I abruptly exit my room. Why does this feel so uncomfortable? It's like I'm living inside a man-made miniature garden, with some cosmic voyeur watching me from far above.
ちょっと先に行かないでよね。ねえねえ、今日は行きたいところがあるんですけど。
What now? Look, I agreed to play house with you, but there are limits.
なんだ、そんなこと言ってユージだって楽しんでるくせに。
I opened my mouth to refute her, but find myself at a loss for words. The snappy retort I was expecting just doesn't come. Well, where do you want to go then?
行ってからのお楽しみです。またお弁当作っていこう。
Not necessary. I don't want to spend that much time.
なんだよ、もう。わかりました。じゃあいつものように外で待っててね。
While waiting for Michiru, I reflect on the fact that our classmates will be returning to the dorm soon. Once they're back, will Michiru revert to her original tsundere state? Will we go back to the normal routine, as if this time we spent together never happened? Not that it's really any of my concern. It's her problem.
お待たせ、ダーリン。
Darling, even for the sake of authenticity, I'm pretty reluctant to start calling you honey.
いいのよ別に。私が気分を盛り上げたくて嘘で言ってるだけなんだから気にしないで。
Easy for you to say. Darling, huh?
それじゃあ歩きましょう。最近ユージに付き合って結構歩くようになったから少しウエスト緩くなった。
I doubt there's been that significant a change in a few days. Let's see here.
あ、今胸見たでしょ。エッチ。
No, I did not. I looked at your waist, and then at your cat.
猫なのね。エッチエッチ。っていうか、この子はオスなのかしらメスなのかしら。
It's male.
え、なんで知ってるの？
Because I looked.
見たのかよおい。どこ見たんだよおい。
Rest assured, there was no funny business involved. When I was injecting, well, it's hardly important.
注射？あ、そうだよね。ユージってこの子にワクチン注射打ってくれたんでしょ？
Did Chizuru spill the beans?
うん。絶対内緒にしてねって言われたけどね。実はユージって結構優しいよね。だから好き。
Honestly, are there any words so hollow as a woman's just between the two of us?
どうしたユージ？
Pipe down. Come on, let's get going.
ああ、待ってってば。どこ行くか私しか知らないはずなのに。
She's definitely getting a lot more honest with that last sentence.
やっぱりここって落ち着く。
But I do feel like this is living a lie, though. I wonder what's going to happen next time, when the others are back. In a less than totally unpredictable development, The destination Michiru guides me to is the usual clearing overlooking the sea. Michiru, my friend, I'm going to be blunt. Why are you so attached to this place?
それは
Michiru slowly licks her lips with her tongue, then looks me straight in the face and smiles.
ない
Hmm? No reason. Even though you come here at every possible opportunity? You expect me to believe you have no reason for doing so?
そのないっていうのは適切じゃないな。つまりこの場所は綺麗だし、すごく遠くまで見えるし、空気が美味しいし、猫ニャーとも出会えたし、それから空が高いし、好きなんだけど。
I have the feeling that today I'm finally going to hear about whatever it is Michiru's been hiding from me. Therefore, as the girl hems and haws, I simply wait patiently. So as to not let some crumb of truth blow away in the wind, I shield my ear with a hand and sit quietly waiting.
あとね、友達のことを思い出す。にゃー。
Michiru finally manages to just barely squeeze out the words. At the same moment, her cat gives a small cry.
この場所に来るとすごく大事な友達のことを思い出すんだ。別にここで何かあったわけじゃないんだけどね。
I see. And is this friend of yours now a source of distress?
わかんない。いいよ、そんな話は。
Michiru clears her throat with a little cough, brushing her previous comments off the table of conversation.
ありがとうね。デートごっこすごく楽しい。でもちょっと怖いなって思う。こんなに楽しくて毎日笑ってて、そんな風に生きる資格があるのかなって。私はもっと世界の端っこでちっちゃく呼吸しながら生きなきゃいけないんじゃないのってそう思っちゃう。
You should really be more, like, egotistical, Michiru. No one's gonna be happy for you, so you better make yourself happy for sure. The black cat repeatedly circles around Michiru's legs in search of attention, but the girl's so caught up in her little monologue that she doesn't even seem to notice.
ユージがごっこでもデートしてくれて嬉しいんだよ。猫ニャーもいるし。でも全部これは嘘で、夢で、いつか消えちゃうんじゃないかなって思う自分もいる。今は箱を外から見ているだけで、蓋を開けたら空っぽで、最初から何もなかったんだよってならないか。それが怖いの。ねえ、私って最近いいんじゃない？私は私でいられる？ちゃんと私のままでユージと一緒に過ごせてる？こんなこと聞くなんておかしいよね。自分でも分かってるんだ。でも怖いの。ねえユージ、私
I put a hand to Michiru's cheek and feel the temperature of her skin. The girl before my eyes is, without a doubt, the Michiru I know. No more, no less. But it's also true that another Michiru appears occasionally in her place. I know basically nothing about the girl. Not why she became this way, not what it means. And no matter how many pseudo-dates we accumulate, I'm not going to get any closer to that answer. There are some places role-playing can't take you. You're you, same as always. There's nothing strange about you. I think I've told you this before, but you worry too much.
気にしなくていいのかな。私ちゃんとできてる？いろんなことちゃんとできてる？
All of a sudden, Michiru's eyes are tinged with red.
私バカだからよくわかんないの。ねえ、ユージも私をバカだと思う？
Yes?
デートごっこして本気で喜んで 幼児のこと多分すごい好きで、そういうのって嫌い？
Not really.
それも嘘。
No. Don't get too paranoid on me, alright? Take this at face value. You're fine just the way you are.
そのままの私ってなんだろう。よくわかんないんだ。
Michiru blinks rapidly, and a single large teardrop rolls down her face. No others follow.
私ね、ユウジとデートしてる時にずっとこのままだったらいいなって思ったの。ずっと今日が続けばいいなって。だって嘘のデートごっこでも終わりが来なければそれが本当でしょ。だから終わるのが怖い。
If a dream never ends, it's real? Are you kidding me? I see. But pretending has its advantages. No matter what happens, you can pass it off as a joke. Nobody has to get hurt.
そうかもしれないね。でもあれも怖いな。猫ニャーがいなくなるのが、ユウジがどっか行っちゃうのが、友達がみんなが消えるのが怖い。
As the words leave her mouth, Michiru slowly squats down to finally pet the black cat at her feet. Somehow, the movement reminds me of an elderly musician lovingly attending to their instrument.
楽しければ楽しいほど怖くなる。この楽しさは本物なのかなって、そうなんじゃないかなって。私、よくわかんないよ。
I'm struck by the need to reassure Michiru. Setting aside my own complex circumstances and uncertain feelings, I want to do something for the girl crying in front of me. More than a little presumptuous of me, yes, but I simply can't bring myself to stay silent. You're not wrong, Michiru. Most things do come to an end, but that's... In that instant, her hand still moving through the cat's fur, Michiru changes. I swallow the words that were about to leave my mouth and carefully observe her.
だがそれは何？ミュージカル。
The girl before my eyes was no longer the Michiru I wanted to comfort. You again? You got crappy timing, woman. Michiru offers me a dry, unamused little laugh, then moves her arms carefully back and forth as if testing the parts that compose her.
どうしたのかしらね、私。まあ、お礼を言わなくちゃね。ありがとう、この子とデートしてくれて。君も素直じゃないもんね。
Yeah, Yuji's probably kinda not honest right now. But for me, I am honest straight up. I definitely would not want to date Michiru, even as a pretend date.
結局、デートごっこっていうややこしい形になったけど、この子はすごく喜んでる。ありがとう。でもね、だから困ってるのよ。思ったよりもこの子本気だったみたい。
Michiru brushes her bangs out of her eyes, then tugs on the hem of her dress, clearly uncomfortable.
こんな服まで用意して、ちょっと男にこびすぎじゃない？まあ、それは私の趣味じゃないってだけかもしれないけど、努力は認める。でもちょっとね、まずくない？
I don't follow.
そう。つまりさ、君はこの子を安心させたいと思ってる。そうでしょ。でもそれは一時期の感情に過ぎない。この子とずっと一緒にいることができる？ずっと離れないでいることができる？永遠に守ることができる？
Nope. Instead of answering, I squeeze my clenched hands a little tighter. It'd be easy enough to object, but the girl has a point.
ユージ君は仕事柄、学園を離れることだってあるでしょ？ その時の寂しさをどう紛らわせてくれるの？君がいない夜、この子は誰にすがればいい？どれだけ泣くと思う？そうなる前にやめましょう。遊びはおしまい。
Alright. The girl claps her hands together firmly. The strangely dry sound hangs in the air for a moment. The black cat, alarmed, darts off into the grass. Michiru, my friend. Lacking a better alternative, I venture to call the girl in front of me by that name. You talk about the end like it's inevitable, but some things do last forever. Of course, the vast majority don't, but that's not a reason to give up looking. No matter how minuscule the odds may be, eternity does exist. It might take a borderline miracle to find it, but you can't deny it's there. Michiru twists her face as if she's taken a bite out of a particularly sour lemon.
ユージ君ってそんなこと言う人なんだ。そうね、確かに否定はできない。誰にも奇跡を否定することはできない。
I also don't deny that, but I'm also not going to believe in miracles because of how astronomically low miracles are.
でも、そうやって都合のいい言葉に甘えたら、結局最後に傷つくのはこの子なのよ。君が奇跡を起こせなかったら、ただ奇跡を夢見て裏切られて終わっていくの。ねえ、そんな悲しいことってある？私はちょっと残酷だと思うな。
The beautiful scenery, the pleasant wind, all of it seems to have abruptly drained of color and flavor. I can't find an effective response to her words.
この子は君とずっと一緒にいたがってる。この子と君をデートさせてあげることがこの子のためになるかと思ったけど、違うの。お願いだから、この子のことを傷つけないでね。
I have no intention of hurting her, but when you're that afraid of getting hurt. As the words are leaving my mouth, Michiru's body language slackens and the expression on her face changes. I instantly sense that the girl I know has returned.
まあ、ちょっとフラッてした。
Michiru grins brightly, but once she notices my grim expression, the smile quickly fades from her face. Her eyes full of uneasiness, she tentatively opens her mouth.
私、何か変なこと言った。もしかしてまた。
Her lips begin to tremble. It's obvious that the girl is genuinely afraid. She has the expression of a child who's looked down into a deep, dark well.
やっぱりか。そうなんだね。そうなんだよな。いつもそうなんだ。なんでかな。私が大切だって思ったり、必要だと感じると消えちゃうの。そう思うと遠くへ行っちゃう。だからそんなこと思わない方がいいんだよね。このまま楽しい時が続けばいいなんて思っちゃダメなんだよね。私、夢なんて見ちゃダメなんだ。
Don't dream, Michiru. Make your own dreams come true. Make them into goals, damn it. Instead of answering, I silently wrap my arms around Michiru and hug her tightly. A very abrupt action on my part, to be sure, but it felt like the thing to do. Michiru's breath catches in her throat. I can faintly feel her pounding pulse through her skin. I can't find anything to say to her right now. I don't know what she's gone through, or where these anxieties came from. I feel her suffering like it's my own. My emotions and hers seem to have rolled up into a hopelessly tangled mess. To be honest, I don't have the first idea what to tell her. And therefore, guided by sheer instincts, I decided to come out and say something that's been on my mind for a long time now. This isn't a time for false happiness or hollow consolation. Right now, she needs truth. Michiru, my friend, there's something I've been wanting to tell you. You mind? I don't know what I should say to you right now, so I'm going with this.
分かったから早く言ってよ。怖いことじゃないよね。無理しちゃうことじゃないよね。
Not sure.
分かった。覚悟する。はい、言って早く。
That cat. You're calling it Kitty Meow, aren't you? Well, you're god-awful at naming things. I'll say it again. You are terrible at naming things.
何それ今それ普通今のタイミングで言う指摘するにしても
Weren't you listening to me? I didn't know what to tell you, so for the time being, I decided to say something that's been on my mind for a while.
まず伝えてみたじゃないでしょ。今のだって結構その
The timing might have been somewhat odd, granted, but they're sincere words. Try to calm yourself, alright?
混乱するでしょ。考えてんだか。無事って本当に意味わかんない。もう。
Michiru laughs, a hint of cheerfulness returning to her voice. Her deeply sorrowful expression gives way to the same straightforward smile I saw yesterday. I deliberately chose to play for time. As a temporary stopgap measure, I've simply shifted the topic away from potentially problematic subjects. I don't know if that was the right decision, but I didn't want to make some half-assed and sincere promise just to bring Michiru momentary reassurance. It'd be easy enough to lie to the girl and make her feel like the problem's been solved, but that wouldn't be genuine progress. Might well backfire, in fact. And so, I stalled her. I've put off the inevitable for now. I've decided that a little more time would be necessary to resolve this problem, and now I have it.
ご飯あのね、猫にゃんは名前じゃないよ。
It isn't, but you're constantly calling him that.
だって猫って呼ぶわけにはいかないでしょ。にゃーって鳴くから猫にゃ。
So if he was a dog, it'd be doggy bark? What's doggy again? Wan, I guess?
そういうこと。だって名前つけたくなかったな。さっきも言ったけど、私の大切なものってすぐどこか行っちゃうから。だからそうならないように。名前なんてつけたら関係性ができちゃうでしょ。それが怖かったの。
I see. That explains it. There's no harm in naming the animal. You should reconsider.
いいのかな、そんなことして。
Profoundly shocked by my proposal, Michiru hesitates. But honestly, she's so transparently attached to the animal that sticking with this purely functional non-name seems both awkward and pointless.
もし名前をつけてその瞬間にどうかなっちゃうことない？
Not impossible, but it strikes me as exceptionally unlikely. I know. Why don't I propose a name for the little beast? Let's see here. Aha! Ramble has a nice ring.
やだね、何それ。ずっと言ってるよね、ロンメルって。全然可愛くないんだけど。
Cuteness was a requirement? I see. I'm too used to thinking of names as purely practical signifiers, I suppose.
そも もそもロンメルって何なの？
A general?
将軍か。いや、将軍である必要はないからね。ロンメル禁止です。どこの馬の骨ともわからない将軍なんて。
Hold on, woman. Rommel's no hole in the ground. Listen up. Rommel was an officer of the German army, known as the Desert Fox for...
いいの、ロンメルに対して詳しく知りたいわけじゃないから。そもそも砂漠のキツネってこの子は猫でしょ。キシャーキシャー。
I see. If you're that opposed, I guess there's nothing for it. Alright, how about this one? Erwin.
エルビン？いや、ちょっと可愛いじゃない。それなんとなく素敵な気がする。
Officially, it's somewhat longer. Erwin Johannes.
うんうん。エルウィン・ヨハネス？
Erwin Johannes Eugen Rommel.
ロンメルじゃん。キシャー。
I mean, he's already named Rommel there in the text box, Michiru. Alright then, all joking aside, go ahead and name him as you see fit.
自由にって言われると困るんだけど。ね、こういうのはどうかな。
Michiru bashfully rubs her thighs together and speaks with a clear hint of embarrassment in her voice.
にゃんめるというのはいかがですかね。
It's shit.
即答。いいじゃない、にゃんめる。
How did you arrive at this name? Walk me through the thought process here.
それはユージがね、ロンメルって言うから、よっぽど思い入れがあるのかなって思ってね。
Not in the slightest. It was just the first thing that popped into my head.
それでね、猫にゃーとロンメルでにゃんめるっていうのがいいかななんて。
Michiru looks up at me, clearly looking for approval. In response, I offer her my honest opinion on the matter. Do it. A name can be anything, really. What matters is the fact that you're the one who named it. As of today, that cat belongs to you.
そっか。じゃあそうする。どうにゃんめる、新しい名前気に入った？無視。
Well, it could care less.
ちなみにだけど、一応だけど、念のためだけど聞いちゃいますけど、ユージはどう思った？率直に言ってね、率直に。
How many times are you going to make me repeat myself? When it comes to naming things, you are other shit.
率直すぎるでしょ。ねえ、ちょっと。にゃー。
Well, whatever the name, there's no changing what's already been decided. Alright then, why don't we head back?
ねえ、ユージ。手つないでいいよね。ほら、一応まだデートごっこだし。
Before I can even tell her I don't mind, Michiru clings to my arm.
ありがとう、ユージ。私の世界のパーツが一つ増えたみたい。
Good for you. Collect enough of those and maybe you can piece together a world that belongs to you alone. It's up to you what gets included.
そうだね。
You know I can still see the text, Michiru. Should have just put dot so that I don't know what she says. Alright then, let's get going. Lyudmila Pavlichenko.
ちょっと、にゃんめるだってば。名前全然変わるじゃない。にゃんめるも返事しないの。ねえねえ。あはは、もう。そうだ、ビスケットあげるから。ね、だから懐きなさい。より私に懐きなさい。にゃにゃにゃにゃ。お、ビスケット好きか。そっかそっか。よーしよしよし、わしゃわしゃ。
Today, Michiru obtained a new piece of herself, but we can't forget that none of her problems have really been resolved. Still, the girl's begun to walk on her own 2 feet, if only within the bounds of a make-believe fantasy. As for myself, the words of the other Michiru still weigh heavily on my mind. If eternity doesn't exist, what can I do for a girl who wants something permanent? Easy enough to sulk and say it's all meaningless in the end, but with that mindset, we'll never even crack open the door to her world. The newly designated Meow Mel has officially become a component of Michiru's world. In commemoration, that's a mouthful, the girl bought pricey white meat from some pet food store, and after breaking it up into tiny chunks, fed it to the cat in question. Of course, the finicky little beast barely ate half the bowl before turning up its nose and wandering off. But Michiru smiled happily nonetheless, even as she complained about her friend's high-class tastes. The girl looked deeply gratified. It wasn't an unpleasant little scene. I doubt any objective observer would take me for an average student, but in the time I've spent with Michiru recently, I think we may become a fairly convincing ordinary couple, even if it is nothing but a game.
部屋にいるのよ。いつも私の部屋にいるくせに。にゃいや、にゃーじゃなくてね。わかる？っていうかユージ、ニャメルってどれくらい言葉を理解できるの？
I was reading quietly in my room, but that seems to be at an end. Not only Michiru, but even her pet are now barging in here whenever they feel like it. That said, the cat's still wary of me. Whenever I approach, he runs off and hides. Don't understand why he comes to my room for the express purpose of fleeing. The animal is a more convincing tsundere than his master ever was.
ねえ、ちょっと聞いてる？
Yeah, I'm listening. Are you asking about this creature's particular capabilities, or the linguistic intelligence of cats in general?
あれよ。とにかくどれぐらい話通じるのってこと。
Well, let's see. To simplify somewhat, I think he understands about as much as you do.
そんなに？ほとんど人間じゃない。
So you're not.
いや、私は人間だけど、そうじゃなくて、その。頭のいい子ってことだよね。私と違って。
Well, it's impossible to really understand the thoughts of someone you can't hold a conversation with. Even among fellow human beings, a difference in language can lead to pointless conflict.
だからそういう難しい話がしたいんじゃなくて、ただ単にニャーメルのことをね。
I wasn't trying to be obtuse. It's a simple question of how we communicate our intentions to each other. Very basic stuff.
そうですけどね。もういいです。
Her cat still perched on her head. Michiru approaches me timidly, a frown on her face. But it's an exaggerated performance. I can tell that she's not actually too unhappy at the moment.
あのね、ユージ。楽しいです、毎日。
That's so. Guess your make-believe game was a wise choice.
あ、そうだね。おままごとを発明した子供を呼んでニャンメル賞を差し上げたいや。さ、こうずっとデートごっこしてるわけだけど、今もごっこ中？
Sure. Not like we've been drawing a clear line, so that works for me.
ってことは、私彼氏のうちに遊びに来ちゃったみたいなことか。
Not sure I'd necessarily infer that dating someone means they're your boyfriend.
いいの、定義しなさい。だとしたら、こう、いいユジも彼女を部屋に呼んじゃったみたいな感じになるんだよね。
I guess you could interpret it that way.
やべ、自分で言ってドキドキしてきちゃった。
You're a strange one. Want some water?
い いらない。
I see. Think I'll have some myself. I take a bottle of mineral water from the fridge, pour a glass, and gulp down a mouthful. The cool liquid slides pleasantly down my gullet.
あ、やっぱちょうだい。
Hmm? Sure, not a problem. Wait a second. I'll get you a glass.
うん、それでいい。
Michiru snatches the glass from my hands, then hesitantly examines it, seemingly uncertain where to put her mouth. In the end, she squeezes her eyes shut and checks down the rest of the water. You're not a child, alright. Don't start squawking about indirect kisses just because our lips mash against the same piece of glass.
そういうことじゃないの。
I retrieve the glass from Michiru's clutches, leave it in the sink, and take a seat on the bed. Michiru follows, lowering herself to sit at my side. What's with you?
いや、恋人同士って二人きりになったらどんなことするのかな。
Sex would be first on the list.
ユージ
Yes? Something the matter?
いや、なんていうかですね。
When a male and female of appropriate age find themselves alone behind closed doors, that's the natural result. Much less when you're dealing with a romantic couple. Don't they seek out privacy for that express purpose?
わかんない。わかんないっす。
Maybe, for the average adolescent. I personally wouldn't do that, though. I prefer my relationship platonic. Bright red all the way to her ears, Michiru lowers her eyes from my face. Well, suppose it's understandable. It may be the truth, but I'm being pretty frank about it. Well, want to pretend fuck?
やだ、そんなのできるわけないじゃん。そういうのはちゃんとしないとダメでしょ。
That's probably the proper attitude, yes. Alright then, let me ask you this instead. This may be a game, but you've still voluntarily paid a private visit to your boyfriend's room. What did you have in mind?
それはそうだな。手をつないだりとか。
I immediately seize one of Michiru's hands. Okay, done. Anything else?
そうですね。これはしないよ。しないけどね。でも、ちょっとしたりとか。
A kiss on the ear? So we're talking about foreplay now.
いや、多分違います。そういうことじゃないんですけど、耳ってくすぐったいから、なんかいたずらっぽい感じで。
I see. But we're not actually going to do it, are we? Since this is just pretend and all.
しない。あとはたくさんお話できればそれでいい。満足だと思う。
I see. It's not much different from the normal routine. But if that's good enough for you, I don't mind.
でも
Apparently perturbed by Michiru's constant vacillating, the cat leaps down from her head and runs off to hide under something.
ね、キスしたい。
But we're not going to, right? Since this is only pretend.
したい。ごっこだけどね。ごっこだけど。したい。
You know, that actually doesn't make sense, Michiru. You sure?
する。
Won't it, invalidate the whole pretending thing if you do this? Even as she speaks, Michiru inches away from me. Well, she's the one who asked. I reach over and grab the girl's shoulder, gently pulling her back toward me in order to comply with her request.
何？
We are kissing, aren't we?
するけど、もう今早くない？
Here goes.
ちょっと待って。
Squirming inside my arms, Michiru turns her face away from mine. Soon enough, she's made up an excuse.
急にされるのやだ。 んと気持ちの準備したい。
Understood. I'll wait for you. So let me know when your preparations are complete.
この状態で顔近くない？
I'll be returning to point blank range soon enough anyway. Backing off now would just be a waste of time.
そういうものですか。はい。
I observe Michiru's face from a few centimeters away. Her cheeks are alarmingly red. Her chest heaves violently with every breath. One would almost suspect a sudden illness of some sort. But I suppose the girl's just extremely tense.
まだ。
You okay? We good?
いいよ。
As soon as the girl finally gives me the go-ahead, I close the distance between us and claim her lips without hesitation. Her shoulder twitches inside my grip, and in the next instant, I can feel her whole body go stiff as a plank. After a moment, I slowly open my mouth. Michiru's lips, there to mine, naturally part as well. Silly girl seems to have been expecting nothing more than a simple lip-to-lip kiss. Now that I've pried her mouth open, she's clearly bewildered. Not that it's enough to stop me from pushing my tongue inside. Hot gusts of breath escape Michiru's small nose. Clumsy with fear, her tongue tries to shrink away, but I slowly entwine it with my own, deliberately preventing its escape. Our saliva mingles, producing vaguely obscene sounds. Apparently embarrassed by the noise, Michiru squeezes her eyes shut and shakes her shoulders as if to flee. And so the kiss ends. It only lasted a few seconds, but I'm getting the impression it felt a good deal longer to Michiru. As I wipe away a strand of saliva from the outside of her lip with a finger, the girl's face contorts with embarrassment.
激しすぎるんですけど。
I believe kisses between romantic partners tend to go roughly along those lines.
シュッってやつかと思った。
I see. Suppose it's my fault for not double-checking first. Want a do-over?
いいです。もう大丈夫。怒ってないよ。
Nobody so much as hinted at that possibility, but Michiru denies it anyway, probably attempting to convince herself of something.
だってごっこだもんね。大丈夫。ところで、明日はどこにデートしに行こうか。
What are you saying? The others should be coming back tomorrow. Since the idea behind these pretend dates was to kill time, it should no longer be necessary, correct?
そっか、そうだよね。暇つぶしだもんね。そうだね。そうよ、そうじゃない。何よ、何なのよ。
Oh, what's this? Pretty sudden attitude change. Has your tsundere engine started up again?
やっとモーターのコイルが温まってきたところなのよ。そうよ。今までただの暇つぶしのごっこだったから、もういらないわよね。
I'm not sure whether the girl's playing tough, or really means that. She does offer a convincingly ferocious glare.
まあまあの退屈しのぎにはなったわね。でもそれも今日でおしまい。明日からは私はいつもの生まれながらのツンデレに戻るわよ。
That a fact. But tell me, Michiru.
様をつけなさいよ、この猫助が。
Why are you going after the cat instead of me? Also, you got the name wrong.
わかってるわよ。ニャンメルでしょ、ニャンメル。もういいのよ。やっとみんなが帰ってきてせいせいするわ。あんたと二人きりなんて面白くなかったからね。 って何よ。もっと何かこうないの。
Not really. Well, let's continue to maintain a mutually cordial acquaintance, my friend.
よしくされたくなんてないけどされちゃうんだからね。それじゃあ私は部屋に帰るわ。ついてこないでね。絶対についてこないでよね。
With those words, Michiru stalks out of my room. I have to admit, her exceptionally abrupt change in attitude took me slightly by surprise. Damn you typos! But I'm fairly sure I only spoke the truth. Our relationship was nothing but a role-playing fantasy, founded in fiction, not real feelings. I mean, that's the exact reason we were able to be together so easily, wasn't it? I have a feeling this is going to get messy. I lie down in my bed and heave a deep sigh. The scent of Michiru's artificial fragrance lingers on the tips of my fingers. It's a sweet and gentle smell, pleasant in its own way, but badly out of place in this dreary room. It's the start of a new day. I think I'm actually gonna end the episode a bit short though on this one. I don't know how long this next scene is gonna be, but we are almost at the 2-hour mark. I am quite thirsty, so I think I will be making some syrup before I continue on with my next episode. But, I really don't know how to feel about this route in general. I actually don't remember most of it, actually. So, it's kind of making me feel weird. I don't think I hate Michiru, but I do think she's very weak in comparison to like Sachi, Amane, and Makina. She's probably the weakest out of all of them. I don't remember if Yumiko is weaker or not, but I'm talking about, you know, not physical strength, just mental fortitude. There's nothing wrong with being weak, and there's nothing wrong with it, especially if you know that you're weak. But if you stay weak, that's your own choice. But yeah, I really don't know where I'm going with that. But alright, I'm gonna end the episode right here. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Give it a like if you like it. Sub if you haven't. This will be up in Patreon for, you know, like, as soon as the episode's done. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.